The genealogy of Broadway musicals. Who are company's parents and who are its children?
Well, I've on and off worked on a proposal for a book about how much Oscar Hammerstein influenced Sondheim, because there were so many parallels: Into the Woods, Cinderella, Allegro, Merrily We Roll Along, Pacific Overtures, South Pacific, so many parallels. And I think that this was, in a way, his answer to Carousel. The Carousel deals with the difficulties of marriage. It deals with them in a very more blatant way, and of course, it does involve hitting, but it does involve with the difficulties of marriage. Samuel Butler was very famous for saying something along the lines of, "It's hard to be married, but it's hard to be married, not to be married. It's hard to be married." But that's not a quotation, but that is the meaning of the statement, that that you're better off married. That essentially is the lesser of two evils. And so I think that that was, since he was influenced by so many of Hammerstein's shows, Cinderella, Into the Woods. I mean, really, there are so many parallels between what Hammerstein wrote and what Sondheim wrote, that one has to think that Carousel, in a strange way, is a forebear to Company. In terms of Company's influence, I don't think it was as far-reaching as we thought, because it wasn't a blockbuster hit. Blockbuster hits are the ones that really have the successors that mimic it.
Here's to the ladies who lunch. Everybody laugh.
Tell me a little bit about Ladies Who Lunch.
You know, Stephen Schwartz made a good observation about Ladies Who Lunch, saying that when you get to the last section, the ones who just watched, that she's really talking about herself. So even though she's criticizing her sisters, so to speak, and I use that term in the women's lib context, even though she's criticizing them, she's also criticizing herself at the end, that she does have a dollop of self-hatred in her. So, but to be frank, I do believe that Sondheim was commenting more on the Ladies Who Lunch than Joanne is, that this is really his getting out his feelings towards these women. And there's a very famous story about one of the early performances, where a woman was walking out and said, "And that song about the Ladies Who Lunch is so true." And somebody's actually said to her, "Yeah, but he meant you." You know, because she seemed to be one of these high-tone society ladies who was taking in a matinee, if not a Pinter play, a Sondheim musical. So yes, there are a lot of people who are known as culture vultures, people who want to do the things that they are supposed to do rather than things that they actually genuinely enjoy and, even more importantly, appreciate. So
How
that's
important is alcohol to that song?
it's rarely done without a drink in a hand. So
Yeah.
yeah, in vino veritas, you know, I mean, she certainly has had quite a few. And also to go beyond the song, if she didn't have that much liquor in her, she might not have said to Bobby, "When are we going to make it?" She might not have had the nerve to do that, that she really needed to have quite a few under her belt to have that happen. So I think alcohol is astonishingly important to that scene. It is odd, but Company prided itself on being odd. It really wanted to have songs that commented rather than songs that were that moved the action forward or anything that went with that. The songs were meant to be comments. So as a result, here was a comment, and a very strong one. It's one of the songs that people remember most about the show.
Peter Felicia's Broadway appears in every issue of the Broadway Maven's Weekly Blast.